is that guy. That is him. That is Hov. He is I and I is him. That's Hov. Like, I mean, like, there's no one else who can go toe to toe against Hov. Check this out. Find us on YouTube, Currency TV. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, tell everybody about it, and drop a comment.
Action.
Straight Facts, back at it again. Sosa Fit in the building. Hevve, I'm lying. Hevve in the building.
In the cut.
You know what I mean? Get it straight.
Yeah.
No Hevve. No, nothing else. It's heavy.
Sounds
You know what I mean?
heavy.
Speaking of heavy, Puff Daddy, what do you think about him buying back Sean John for $7 million?
I think that's huge. I think it's a great opportunity to revamp the brand. I don't think that's a very high price, to be honest. It kind of surprises me at how much he paid to buy back the brand. But listen, we're in an era where, you know, brand name is so important. And Sean John, like, I mean, you guys know, Sean John was huge. Huge
Classic.
years
Used
back,
to be
you
a
know?
classic.
Huge.
Yeah. You pull up with a Sean John polo. Seriously.
And with
Maybe a suit.
with everything
What kind of
coming
suit?
back, like, as far as
Blazer?
styles, with everything coming back as far as styles, like, it's the perfect time. The perfect time to be coming back with that stuff.
Jerry, what do
know?
you think?
To me, it'll be a challenge for them to do it again because they were so big when they came out. And one of the big reasons why they were so big is because Diddy was that big. It's not to say that he can't do it now, but it would take, it would be a challenge. He would need the newer generation.
It'd be a
to
new
get
strategy,
involved.
different strategy for sure.
Yeah, different strategy for sure.
Yeah.
I did read that they were the first brand to kind of have a live televised fashion show in '98, which was kind of how they debuted, and it's huge. So would Diddy do it again this big? I don't know.
Well, I don't think like he. Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't think he necessarily needs to be the front of the brand. Like he bought it, he has the money invested in it, but like he can like just like recently I did a thing with Dior that like you use artists that are already doing something to push your brand. You don't need to be the one pushing the brand.
You did a thing with Dior?
Yeah.
Oh yes, sir. You didn't know about that?
Tell us about it, please.
Do your research. They know who this guy over here.
This guy here. Did a little thing with Dior.
Tell them
you
about
know?
it. Just go ahead, brother.
So
Go ahead.
they just released a perfume and a cologne called Miss Dior and Sauvage, and with Misha from Ottawa as well. We did a collaboration with them like for their release party, Canada wide, and it was also like through like their whole like France thing, like the whole international thing. But yeah, it was crazy. Like, and so in Canada, like that's what I mean. Like for that to be happening in Ottawa, that's huge. So stuff like that, like he doesn't necessarily need to be the person at the front of it. He has the money to invest in it like crazy. He doesn't need to be at the front of it.
Yes,
Just
sir.
use
Heavy.
artists that are already doing stuff. That is heavy.
It is heavy. Quite heavy there.
I think a big point which everyone has just missed, which I'm really surprised, is the new generation's obsession with the 90s. With having to bring back Seinfeld is being brought back. Sex and the City is being brought. They're like 90 years old. I'm not trying to... God bless them. You know, like, and then, I mean, there's so many relaunches of old shows. Don't forget the mom jeans. You look around everywhere, every single, you know, lady that's between the ages of like, you know, 18 to 45 are wearing these like 1990 style jeans and outfits. So I think that's one thing which is super huge is the Sean John brand was established, as you mentioned, 98, right? When they came out with that fashion show. So I think they're very in line with that. And I think with all of, you know, fashion lines coming back, you know, Tommy Hilfiger, right? Like, you know, that was real huge in the culture back then, but their kind of resurgence. I think Sean John would really be great for the culture to come back, but I think one major Sean John product, which you all have missed, is the Sean John cologne. Like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when that went on back in the you know what I mean? But
Confidence level +4.
all due respect, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes, sir.
you know, like it was, yeah.
It was the thing back then. I mean, everybody remembers Sean John, right? It was like these. It was Pele, Sean John, and then what else? It was Rocco Wear, right?
Yeah, it's back
so,
when brands,
you know,
back when brands used to, and I know
it's part of
JR said that you said that it'd be hard for maybe Diddy could step back, but what's Diddy's name? Diddy's name is Sean. Puffy Combs, right? Like that's his name, right? So Sean John, that's his name in the brand. It's like JayZ stepping away from Rockaware. Like JayZ is the Rock. Like you know what I mean? Like it's hard to separate one from. It's like Jordan stepping away from Jordan brand. Like you know what I mean? Like that's the best definition I give you. Jordan can even if he decides, oh, I'm stepping away from Jordan brand. The name is called Jordan Brand. You know what I mean? The company's called Sean John, right? So I think it's always going to be related to him, which is why it's going to always carry weight. Because if Enrique Iglesias was carrying that line, I don't think I'd be buying that. Because to me, he doesn't represent the culture.
And I think it's fair to say that in the last few years, when the brand was out, right, and the purchase was made, right, you still thought of Puffy, right? Yeah. When you bought the whatever, like the shirt, the pants.
What are you getting at?
Right?
What are you getting at?
You're right. Like the brand being linked to Puffy continuously, right? It is what it is, guys. Okay, Sean John polos. That was my thing. I'll leave it at that.
And that's straight facts.
That's straight facts.
Straight facts. Let's go. We're back on the segment. Now the question is: recently, JayZ has said that there is no rapper that can touch him in a versus battle. What do y'all think about this?
I think JayZ's trying to play the young man's game. I'm not throwing shade on Hove because his catalog is probably immaculate.
Probably? Sorry.
No. Let's not say probably.
I shouldn't have interrupted. Please go ahead.
I get you.
I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
I'll rephrase. His catalog is probably immaculate.
I was going to say, don't rephrase it.
It's all good though. But at the end of the day, Hove is gonna continue to play that game as if he's still competing, but he's not. So I ain't trying to trip on Hove, but like, yeah, what do you think?
Well, we already like.
Go ahead.
You want to go? You want to go now?
Please go
No,
ahead.
let host son at the end. You know,
At the end, okay.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
Go first. I think. I think you know what the whole young man's game. I really like what you said about the young man's game there. I think he's just trying to cause up a stir.
You don't think he believes it?
I think he 100%. I think he believes it. I think you need to believe it as an artist. You have to believe it. You have to be cocky. You have to be arrogant. You have to believe in yourself like that. Do I think it's factual? I 100% don't think that's factual. I don't think he can be touched. That's a complete lie.
Who would you think?
I don't think that he would sweep every single song on somebody. That's a complete lie. I think he's delusional with that. But you have to be delusional and believe in yourself like that. Artists that could take him on, like I said, I wasn't huge into the back of the day stuff. I've been listening to JayZ recently because of what he said, and even listening to like all his songs, all his hit songs. I'm just like, I was never a huge JayZ fan at that point. Even when he was coming up in that time, there was other artists that I would listen to. So there's no way that I would say he's untouchable. He would give all the top artists in that era, he would give a run for their money.
Yeah.
Untouchable, I think that is completely wrong, but that's just my opinion.
Alright, yo, so we're gonna leave Hope's son at the end because I know he's gonna rebut this, but I don't care. Personally, I think JayZ's confident, as he should. He has been the king of hip hop for some time. That's good, but he has been the king of hip hop for some time.
Sure I heard that. Go ahead.
Why he has tears in his eyes? You gotta go give him a tissue. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, if you've seen the verses, right? You've seen recently in August when we had Dipset versus Deluxe, right? And we already know everybody in the streets thought that Dipset was the heavy favorites because we've seen the catalog, Cameron and all these guys, right? But what they forgot about is the performance, right? We know that JayZ has the catalog, but he's the best performer? Absolutely not.
Dipset as a group hasn't been together for like...
Relax. When you get your time, you get your time. So like I said, JayZ is a great catalog, but is he the best performer of a rapper all time? Obviously not. He even said it himself. He even said it himself in one of his lines in the Black album. He wished that he could be a performer just as Busta Rhymes, but that's not my answer. Don't get it twisted. What I'm saying is an artist that could test him, and if we were talking about in a versus battle and talk about performance, about people literally going line by line on his words, would be Lil Wayne. Because Lil Wayne basically idolized JayZ and he learned how to change his rap style from what JayZ was doing. Was JayZ started just reciting lines in his head and just not writing. Lil Wayne did that. You know what I mean? Lil Wayne made JayZ almost question himself if he should retire on when he showed me what you got freestyle. Check it, it's out there. You can go Google that shit. But I'm saying JayZ, the best 20 songs both for fourth. If we're talking about features and everything, I think Lil Wayne could give the guy a test for his money. I would like to see that. And that's all I have to say on that. Go ahead, Hove son.
All right, yo. So listen, the song you're talking about is "What More Can I Say."
No, show me what you got freestyle.
No, but I'm saying we're talking about Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, come on, let's make sure we're talking
I'll just
about
make
the
sure
song.
we're talking about the same topic.
But I just want to quote the great Hove, the way he finished the song, and he says, and I repeat, "The soul of a hustler, I really ran the street. A CEO's mind, the marketing plan was me. Ain't no way got shot up a whole bunch of times or make up a bunch of shit with a whole bunch of lines. I ain't animated like they say a Busta Rhymes.
Performing, right? Thank you. Animation.
But the real shit you get when you bust down my lines, add that to the fact I went plat a bunch of times, platinum, his albums. Times that by my influence on pop culture, I'm supposed to be the number one on everybody's list. We'll see what happens when I no longer exist. Fuck this, man. What more can I say?" You know what I mean? So all I gotta say is, you know what I mean? Like, yo, Hove is that guy. That is him. That is Hove. He is I and I is him. That's Hove. Like, I mean, like, there's no one else who can go toe to toe against Hove.
So just because you've been mentioning about how Kanye and Drake and all that stuff. So if you're gonna say we're gonna stop at the Black album on the Verzuz, right now you're gonna lose. Because right there, we already know that your boy Drake, Canada, and Lil Wayne got some hits. So you're trying to tell me Weezy not gonna come out that bag and bring out the Young Money team and be like, "Alright, with your What More Can I Say" Black album 2004. I'm telling you, the youngest will be
Reasonable
like,
doubt,
yeah.
He has a good point.
Blueprint.
But what
Come
JayZ
on,
has
man.
is really he has nostalgia. You know, he has nostalgia in his records and he's street. But if we talk hit for hit, he has people that could probably wipe him.
Facts.
You know?
Look at me now.
Depending
Yeah,
on
look
who
at me.
would
Come
be
on,
in the
bust
crowd.
my legs.
I'll tell you
Depending
what
on
this is
whether
right
it
now.
would be.
I'll tell you what this is right now. This is like new basketball fans talking about Trae Young is better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain. I'll even go as far as saying Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas.
The metaphor
right?
is so blasphemous, and he's trying so
Hold
hard.
on.
He's trying so hard.
Wait,
Jordan. Wasn't this Trae Young?
That's what I was gonna say.
He was Trae Young.
Bring Jordan in this
No,
conversation.
it's not Jordan, bro.
In the
What is
words
Trae
of
Young
Hope,
to
in
be
the
on this
words of
platform?
Hope,
Man.
Tyson, Jackson, Jordan, Game 6. That's who Hope is, man. Don't do this. Like, don't.
The thing with Hove is that he is everything Michael Jordan is off the court. He is everything Michael Jordan is off the court. But on the court, like you said, he doesn't have the flashiness. He doesn't have that performance. He doesn't have
I bet you, VP, one question.
Here, go ahead.
Lil Wayne tells them, let's do a versus. JayZ won't fucking accept. Fuck no. You heard it
JayZ
first.
will-
He won't. He's not testing him or Nas. He's
Here's the
testing
issue.
people that he knows will not see him.
Here's the issue.
Trust me. Go ahead.
Lil Wayne does not have the capacity
Are you
to
lost?
sing his catalog
Are you
off
lost?
memory. Lil
Yo.
Wayne had a whole thing on, I think, the Carter 2 or 3, where basically it was like a thing to his daughter about how he was doing so much lean and so much drugs.
That's back in the
Remember
day.
talking about, hold on, but I'm just saying that was something part of that, but it's still to this day, you can't tell me that Lil Wayne, go look at Lil Wayne right now and tell me Lil Wayne looks like he's supposed to be looking like that.
The performances that I've seen from Lil Wayne, like I said, Lil Wayne was the first guy that made me want to rap, and the performances that I've seen from Lil Wayne after the Carter 3 have been absolutely insane. The things that I've seen this man do after he's done this lean are absolutely insane. And his live performances compared to what I can see JayZ do, there's no comparison. There's none.
And
like,
to add
there's
to that
no way.
point, this guy said about his impact on style, right? What are all the famous rappers named today? Little. Where'd they get that from? Lil Wayne. I rest my case. Bring it. I want to see it happen, but nobody wants to see it. JayZ doesn't want
here's
that.
my thing. Here's
Trust
my thing.
me.
That's the same reason why no one is named Michael Jordan or LeBron James or Kobe Bryant, because JayZ is a one of one, and that's straight facts.
Straight facts, back with it again.
Let's go.
So now we're gonna talk about what was the best hip hop project of this year.
Donda.
Why is that?
I'm gonna let y'all. I'll get into it after, but I'm gonna let you guys get into yours.
So just Donda.
Donda.
Okay.
Period.
Okay, for me,
There's no 1, 2, 3. Just Donda.
best project of the year, hip hop wise, I would give it to Baby Keem, The Melodic Blue.
Why is that?
It's lit.
That's it?
To me, honestly, Baby Keem is Rookie of the Year. So again, as people were talking that he was related to Kendrick Lamar, man, I'm telling you, this guy, he's very versatile. So I would definitely suggest his music to anybody if you want to get into something new.
I agree with that. Like I said, the way he makes his music, it just throws me for a loop sometimes. Like I hear a song and I'm just like, what made you go with what you tried there? You know what I mean? But Kanye West is the same in that respect. So, but I'll give them respect for that. Voice of the Heroes for me, Lil Baby, Lil Durk, that was just crazy. Their hunger for where they are in their career, for them to still have that same type of hunger, these guys are gonna be legends for years to come.
Okay, what about you, Zoe?
Big speaker. You know what I mean? Gangsta Pain. Moneybagg Yo. If y'all recognize this man, yeah, facts. Time to did. You give him for ladies, Waukesha.
So
you
which
know what
one?
I mean?
Against His Pain?
Against His Pain.
Okay.
So you're gonna put Moneybagg Yo on the same scale as Donda?
Because for me, I'm talking about Kanye West. For me, was good.
We're talking about Project, right?
Oh, Project.
Yeah, Project.
Donda came recently, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Donda was the middle of the year.
Nah.
Summer.
Donda just recently came out, right?
Middle of the year,
Yo,
summertime.
the one that just came out, Gangsta Pain was April 23rd, 2021.
So you chose 4
you're trying
months
to
into
tell
the year.
me I'm supposed to look at the last couple, like the last quarter, and be like, oh wow, this is the no, get out of here.
Kanye came out in the middle of the year
Get
with
out
it.
of here.
Hold on, I'll tell you this.
I'm not
Donda
I'm
is
not
the
on Kanye's
best.
nuts like you, man.
Well, hold on.
Get over
Go
that.
ahead. No,
Yeah, for real.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish.
Like the Mount
But
Rushmore
Kanye had the best
versus
project of all
JayZ,
time.
and it's Kanye. You know what I mean?
This year with Donda?
No, I'm gonna let you finish. But Kanye had the best product of all time. Because here's why: his release for the Donda show in Atlanta,
Please.
at the Georgia Dome. Like, come on.
That's just rich people with rich
Come on,
money.
man.
Yeah, gee,
Like,
that's what it is.
all
It's
of
like the man
Kanye's
got
shows.
money,
Like,
he's
listen,
doing what he's doing.
let me finish. The artistry that goes into Kanye's shows, like it's a full-on production. Like his shows, like everything where he had a reconstruction of the house he grew up in Chicago on stage. Everything from when he was in the middle of stage singing the song Hey Mama and literally couldn't finish the song because it was like such an emotional thing. It's just like, yo, listen, all I'm saying is Kanye made the Donda album against what traditional music trends are. Moneybagg Yo is still playing that same trap stuff that the rest of the South is playing. I don't care what you're gonna say. Put that in the same bag. Everyone is making the same kind of music to stay in the same lane. And I said this before on a previous show, but in this era, you have to sound like your competitor to stay relevant. You can't be unique. Kanye West has decided to go against the grain and not only put his heart and soul and his pure emotion into the album of Donda, which is named after his mother, by the way, who meant everything to him, by the way. You know what I mean? And I feel like him creating the Donda album is part of his mental health getting better. And I think that's an important thing for black males we talk about all the time is mental health. And Kanye was someone who publicly, as a black male, went through a mental episode after his mother died. At the same time after his mother died, the same woman who he was like basically gonna marry and fall in love with, like he found out she cheated on him. And at the same time, like imagine the two most influential people in your world, and just like you find that out in the same like at a time. So 808s and Heartbreak came out. When 808s and Heartbreak came out, everything in the rap industry moving forward is straight 808s. Listen to any beat in the last 10 years since 808s and Heartbreak and the amount of 808s that are put into those albums versus the 808s that are put into albums before Kanye made that album. Moving forward. Kanye said way back when on Jesus Walks, if I make a song about Jesus because my records won't get sold. Basically make a song about Jesus, my records won't get sold. Like basically he knows, like if he talks about Jesus, talks about like God, like his albums aren't gonna be sold because that's not what's hype. So he had to wait almost a whole 15 years from when Jesus Walks got made to make an actual album, which is literally about his spirituality and all that stuff. So I really feel like Kanye has brought this album into fruition from what he was talking about way back 15 years ago to everything he's done with his pre-release shows, with the Donda stuff, and how it got released. And yeah, Drake might have sold more albums because that was a big thing. And then, of course, the Free Larry Hoover thing. But if you ask me, the two most influential people in hip-hop in 2021, Kanye and Drake.
But the question was the best project.
Yeah,
Now,
Not Donda.
Now you said Donda. Tell me what songs that Donda spoke to you, so that you can tell me why Kanye, like you said, is the best. Because I get the whole overall aspect of what you just said. No, not you, man. My man was out here giving the preaching speech about Kanye this, Kanye that. That's good. I respect it. But I would like to know at least one song on Donda, you felt it. That like 2021, I was riding in that car and I was like, yeah, that's why I feel that this is the best project. Go ahead.
Yo, it's the entire album. Like, that's the thing about a Kanye production for me, is that, like, I could listen to a Kanye album from start to end. My Dark Twisted Fantasy listen to start to end. College Dropout listen to start to end.
Back the
808s
old
and Heartbreaks I can
albums.
listen to start to end.
Donda,
I can listen to beginning to end.
Wikipedia. You want to go on Wikipedia and talk about 808 and Twisted Fantasy? Oh, that's cool. I respect it. But I'm talking about 2021. You said Donda. I just want one single. I want one song that you love.
All I know is there's more Kanye West on TikTok right now with his new album than there is Drake certified.
But you're talking about there's a brand, right? And then you want to compete with somebody that is rugged.
Jared, we gotta say.
Honestly, to add to Donda, great songs in the album. Jail featuring JayZ is crazy.
If I go to jail tonight,
now you know that.
Pay my I told you the whole album.
No.
Like, you were waiting for the song. I'll rap the bar.
Can I
bar for bar, flow to flow?
Please.
Like.
You are now tuned in to Straight Facts, where you won't hear our imagination. We state facts. Presented by Currency, Supreme Entertainment. Like, share, comment, follow.